Hello everybody, Freddy Fazbear back again, and today we've read the last story of this book. Well, yeah, the last book was called The Mimic. We're about to summarize this boy right now. So, spoiler warning of course, and the last story we read was Drowning. Forgot what happened there. Anyways, let's just do this. Let's do this. Okay. So the story starts off with we meet this guy named Edwin. Edward. Hold up, I got it. It was Edwin, who basically has a kid, and used to have a wife who died during the childbirth. Basically, they live in some type of factory, and Edwin basically works on making animatronics and stuff. And it was hard for him to do that and also take care of his son, who had a tiger plushie. So he had an idea to make an animatronic that could basically keep David busy. So then Edwin can work on his animatronic. So he did, and this animatronic was of course the Mimic, because it was mimicking what David does. So that thing does that. So basically throughout the rest of it, it's just basically him with David. Well, not the rest. So basically just showing about him and his life with David and the robot and stuff, to the point where David gave the Mimic his own tiger plushie thing. He later learns how to make stuff. He tells the Mimic that he can't eat and stuff. The one thing, something happens, I'm not sure exactly, but I think Edwin realizing that his son disappeared, so he goes and tries to find him. Sees him, I think, crushed by something. It's first, and he called 911 so that everyone could help, but it was too late, and he dead. So 2 weeks have passed after that, and Edwin sees the Mimic, and he decides to freaking bash the thing into pieces. So yeah, and then months have passed, and now we're in a new perspective. So yeah, this story is basically separated into two parts. We have part one with Edwin, and now we have this part with three dudes. Dominic, Harry, just Harry. If you don't know the it's not, and Glenn. So these three guys, who also work at Fazbear Entertainment, are going into the factory because of how it's been closed for months, and they're trying to salvage whatever's in there. So they go in, investigate, and they found some stuff. They found belongings to, I think, Edwin, his wife, and I think his kid. Yeah, they found a freaking tiger cub thing. They also find costumes. The costumes they found were Freddy costume, Bonnie costume, Chica costume, Fozzie costume, and two clowns. Actually, earlier in the book, David and the Mimic were wearing an alligator and doggy costume. But anyways, what else? So basically, they just how abandoned this place is, so they decided to split up into two teams, where Harry and Glenn go to the third floor, while Dominic goes to the second floor. We focus mainly on Dominic. So when he's second floor, he finds out some things. He found something called a Snartles. I'm not sure technically what that is, and he starts to realize that there may be another team that originally was here. Because of that, he found a tape recorder, and this tape recorder focuses on the other people who were there, and they talk about how they got a generator working so that they can see in the place. So, and the second that he figures that out, the generator actually turns on, because Harry and Glenn found that in the third floor. While walking into places to a tape recorder, he talks about some stuff about how someone named Terrence told him to come there and stuff. and how they talk about some things that they had to clear up, and how the generator isn't gonna be exactly working. And when that happens, the thing breaks. Oh, the tape recorder ends, and all he can hear is weird sounds and stuff. And then after that, the other people came back, and Dom actually talks about how they could be trapped in here, because that's what the tape recorder said, how they're trapped. And they test that out, and they realize that they are trapped. So they try to find a way to get out. Well, they thought first about windows, but they were all boarded up. And while that, Harry actually notices that one of the costumes is gone, specifically one of the jester ones. Later, when he noticed some sound, Glenn and Dom told Harry to stay in one place while they investigate. Actually, it was because they went to a refrigerator and saw a dead body in there. And then Harry is said to stay there while Glenn and Dominic go somewhere else. When he found another dead body near with some clothes, I'm not entirely sure. And then they hear Harry scream, and they see that one of the jester ones, I think it was a pink, green, yellow thing. I don't even want to describe how he killed Harry, but yeah, Harry get killed. And so they said they needed a plan to destroy that thing. So they called for a weapon, and then and then they realize how I think Glenn realizes how they are just trying to clean up a mess that happened with Team A getting killed, and now how they are Team B. And then the thing comes back, but now it's a mushroom thing. I'm not even sure what that is. A mushroom man costume. So yeah, this is if you recognize this is obviously the mimic from the epilogues. The mimic thing from the epilogues does the exact same thing. We dresses up to multiple costumes, and this story is the origins of how it was made, or when it first got. So the Mushroom Man / Mimic comes in and kills Glenn, and Dominic thinks of a plan to get tools in order to make a weapon. And before he gets all the tools, but before he even tries to get the things, the thing now turned into a lion comes in and kills him off, and that's how the story ends. So yeah, pretty simple story to summarize. And now I'm gonna let's theorize. Actually, I think we should best if we theorize after I read the epilogue, because of how these stories are gonna be very connected. So I'll be back when I read the epilogue. Alright, I just read the epilogue, so here what had happened in it. So basically, continue where we left off, where I think the mimic killed and Adrian. Actually, no, I think the fan machine killed him. So Jace went to return with Lucia and Kelly, where they were listening to the radio. Again, they heard someone say help, but the last time they did it was a troll, so they knew it was the mimic tricking them. So that's when they had the plan they planned to decide to deadbolt the storage room and use tables to help keep it deadbolt, while Jace is used as bait. So when they first tried to do it, the mimic was in the locker room and kind of injured Lucia a bit, but she survived. So they then try to do the plan again. Or Jace basically goes to where the mimic is, gets him to the storage room, I think. So then while they close it, while he goes to the vent and tries to run. At first he gets first when he's starting to do the plan, he rethinks about, but he proceeds to do the plan. He gets injured a little bit, but he's able to make it through the vents and escape. And he hears that they deadbolted the door, so he tries to climb out of the vents. But while he's trying to, he actually gets yanked and pulled back, probably by the mimic. And while he was getting chased by the mimic, he was actually wearing a cat costume. So yeah. At first, Kelly and Lucia thought that he made it to the office, but then later learned that hear his screams, and that's how it ends. So let's theorize about the mimic. So because now we know who made him, And now we know it's not Burn Trap. So Edwin made this to entertain his kid, but I'm guessing because he smashed it to pieces, but the agent got corrupted. I think Edwin smashing the thing, it didn't. I don't think it destroyed the mimic, but I think that's why the mimic is now like a killing machine because of how he killed him. So it mimics him killing others. So that's interesting. Kind of glad we got an origin story about the mimic, and now very excited to see what happens next. So anyways, we have 2 books. There's a 9th one confirmed, but we don't know what it's called. But from the 2 books we have now that are coming out soon, the one coming out in July is Tiger Rock. I'm guessing about a tiger animatronic. And another one is actually a sequel to B7, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. But that is it of the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.